Well, welcome back to Friday Faith Stories, and these are ways in which we're having conversations with people that many of you have seen at church when we are together in person, but obviously don't get to see each other now. And today we're going to be talking with Joe Yun. And so, Joe, welcome to this simple little show in which we want to hear from you what you're doing right now to keep yourself grounded in these really difficult times.
I think like everybody else, you have good days and bad days, but overall, I think one of the things that I do is really try to enter into different activities that help me do what I call immersing myself in life. For me, in nature, while I'm out fishing or hiking or outside in the garden, it's an opportunity to break away from kind of the more one-dimensional, maybe Zoom meetings that I do all day, and actually feel like I'm immersed in life that's happening.
Immersed in life that's happening. That's a wonderful statement. Flesh that out a little bit for us. What does it mean to be immersed in life as it's happening?
Well, I think part of that is tied to the places where somebody might go where they say, oh, I find perspective. If somebody asks me, what do I find in nature? I always say, well, I find perspective. And I think what that's about is really me being part of that buzz or that web of that life that's out there. So fly fishing for me is a place where people will say, I was watching you and you were totally immersed. You were just totally in the setting and understanding and feeling what's going on around you. And you can do that also just by going out in nature and out of my home or out gardening, one of those activities.
Mm-hmm. You're making me think about, of course, there's a lot of language about mindfulness, which is partly what you're talking about, I think. And in our own Christian spiritual tradition, there's this great line from Jesus, a saying of Jesus in the Gospel of Thomas, which is a text concurrent with the Gospel of Mark and Matthew and Luke. And his disciples come to him and say, hey, tell us plainly who you are, and we will put our faith in you. And Jesus says to them, look, you study the heavens and the earth, but you do not know the one who stands before you, nor do you know how to appreciate the present moment. And that's that appreciating the present moment that I hear you talking about.
I think that's what it is. It's being able just not to enter my garden to water and pull weeds or do chores. I do that certainly. But being able to take that time to really immerse myself in what's happening out there, whether it's searching for cucumbers that are hidden in the vines, or noticing what the bees are up to and the praying mantises and things like that. Noticing all of that and feeling it. It's not just visual. I think it's all those senses. It's an immersion in what's going on.
Well, what does it take for you to get into that mind space? Because you run a huge organization. You're also involved at Davis Community Church doing all kinds of things. You're a spiritual director. You've got a lot going on. You've got a big family and a lot going on with family. How do you break free from all of that mind clutter to be able to focus on a praying mantis, for example?
You do it really early in the morning when it's really quiet before you've had those interactions. That helps. I think things like hikes or fishing for me, I get there as part of the journey, right? You're walking or you're entering that space. You have to get to some maybe not destination, but away from the road, away from the interactions, and let those things fall away. So I find morning quiet time very important for me. And enjoyable, and entering my garden at that place helps me get there. During the day, if I take a break from my work and walk outside, if it's not a blast furnace as it is right now, but it does take a little bit of slowing and letting go of what's holding you. But I think in our working at home kind of lessons, I think you do get those messages from all sorts of people about, you know, taking your breaks, taking time to focus at a distance rather than always close up like your computer screen. And it's probably no different than that. Allowing yourself to change your focus for a moment, understanding that you're not giving away or failing at something, but you're setting it aside to only pick it up a little bit later.
Mhm. We spend much of our time thinking about what's coming into the future or what's happened in the past. Maybe even most of our time is spent there.
Yeah.
But you're talking about expanding our experience of the present so that we're more fully there rather than living in the past or in the future.
Right. And giving yourself the chance just to be in that present moment with all that life that's around you. It's happening.
Mhm.
But yeah, let's not. And I spend a lot of my time in the future trying to problem solve, avoid some problem in the future, or, you know, trying to learn from past mistakes. But I need the break. Take a break in the present. Maybe that's the best thing to leave somebody with. You know.
Take a break in the present. That's beautiful. And so, thank you, Joe, so much for being with us. You're such a valued member of our congregation with such marvelous wisdom and insights. It's great to sit with you and interview you for others. And to you who are watching, thank you for watching and participating in this. And we wish you well as you find ways of immersing yourself in the present, the wonder, the beauty, and the goodness of this life that each one of us is privileged to live. May the grace of God be with us all. Bye for now.
Bye for now.